Hey, hi! Music Science Lecture 2. Music Science and Music Theology Lecture 2. It's a combo deal. And we'll start with Music Science. And let's review from last week. If you have your handout, you can look at it, but which would help as you look at symbols. So, you've got a staff. Yeah, you better have it out. Or you can look at the page, even the handout you have today. So this is call this staff, this thing. Staff.
All over just the top.
The whole, all 5 lines with 4 spaces is a staff. Lines and spaces make up a staff. I never say the word staff, unless I'm dealing with a medical issue. Okay. So, and then we'll get to these later, probably soon, but this is called a treble clef, big kind of cursive S, or G actually it is. And right, this is where you want an expert information here, right where it kind of curls at, it's on the G line. Okay? This ear-looking studded ear thing is a C with a colon. It's a bass clef. It's on the colon dots cover the A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't know why it's F, but it's F. Makes no difference to me what it's on. All right. So, look at your handout for Lecture 2. And we're going to do the letters. Did we do the letters last week? No, we didn't. We were just showing you that.
Yes, we did.
Now, as you move on this line, these are, we'll deal with this today, or in a couple of weeks. As you go up this, as these dot symbol things go up on this staff, does it get higher or lower in pitch? Higher. So as you go down on the staff with notes, it is getting lower. Now this bass clef is skewed a bit lower. It's more for the lower range instruments and male voice. No ladies usually sing on the bass clef. And the treble clef is usually for the higher instruments, ladies' voices, typically. Okay. We did brace and bar also? Okay. So, and I never use these terms either. Well, usually not. Brace on Lecture 2. Oh, it's Lecture 2. I was reviewing there. Losing my mind. This is what we're learning. Okay. Let's go to Lecture 2. Thanks for yawning. That helps. A grand staff. What's a grand staff?
Both have the bass and the treble clef.
Yeah, it's a combination of both the treble and bass clefs. I never use that term. Sister Hune, do you ever use the grand staff term?
A lot. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I never have in my whole adult life. It's connected by a vertical line on the left side of the staves or staves. Staves. I never use that term. It is what, that's why we're learning it. It is what one would typically see in a hymnal or choir arrangement. So those in choir or sing ensembles, you see this kind of, it's hooked together. 2 lines, treble clef and bass clef, hooked together by a grand staff. It's got a brace. And then the long line is if you look to the side one, is a bar. Fancy, huh? Brace, bar. The main thing to know there is called a grand staff. Notes are assigned letters. So notes, what is a note? We'll deal with that in a couple of weeks and look at actual shapes of notes and how long they last for. But a note is, let's just say, it is a musical note. It's a musical pitch for one moment in time or a certain moment in time. Now these are all, for whatever reason, are all what we call, Sister Hune, they call them whole notes. You see these things on the top here, right here? They're circles. We're going to learn them as whole notes later. And they have a certain amount of time that you hold them for. And 4/4 time is 4 beats. But anywho, and then you can see as we go from this note to the next note, are we going up? So does it go or does it go down? Up or down when we go to the next note in pitch? Up. So, and then compare this note here with this note up here. Did you know that this one's way higher than that one?
Yeah.
It's exactly 1 octave. We'll learn that some other year. Oh, it's right here. Just for a moment. So we're assigning, this is an overview, and we'll look at these closer later. The letters go from A through G for these notes. There's no H note or M note. There's an A, there's a B, right, Sister Ian? It's pretty simple, right? C, D, E, F, G, and that's it. And you keep repeating those. An octave is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, it's not really that, but it's based upon 8 notes, right? So you take any note, and you can go an octave higher than it, unless you're really up high on the piano. But any note, and you go 8 notes above it, and that's an octave. So I'm going to make an octave noise. So actually, someone sing a note, kind of on the low side. Just hit a note on the low side, men. Okay, ladies, hit a note. Just hit a note. I'll do an octave. I'll just teach what an octave is. That's an octave. I'll do it myself. That's 8 notes in there. Did you know that? Yeah, of course you know that, but others are going, I don't understand. Well, that's an octave. You can repeat these letters as you move up or down the staff. Anyways, A through G are the notes. A through G. You can have flats and sharps. We'll learn those later. The notes of the treble clef can be easily worked out by applying a simple rule. The spaces between the lines of the staves, or the stave, from the bottom to the top spell the word face. Look down to the right. See that? F-A-C-E. Those are the notes on the treble clef only. So that's the major line you look at in music. And then there's also this bass note. So this one, so let's go up. F, then the next one's going to be, it keeps going on with the alphabet. So G, then you go back to A. Oh, and I didn't explain this. The space and the line are notes. You can have a note position there. So you look at the one to the left here. Skip the D, but start with the E is right on the line. The next one's in the space. Then the next note is on the line. The next one's in the space. Next one on the line space, line space, line space, all the way. That's how it works. You don't have one like a third of the way, or 1/15 of the way. It's on the space, in the space, or on the line. Those are how you position it. Boom, boom. So you go A, B, C, D, just like that. Does anyone totally not understand that? I'll repeat it again. Because if you don't get this is going to be a long, hot summer. F-A-C-E, okay. F, G, A. Go to the middle line there is a B. The space is a C. The next line is a D and E. So if a note symbol thingamajobber, doohickey, is on this middle line here, it is all, in the treble clef at least, it's always going to be called a what note? What pitch note? A B. Which an expert pianist would know what sound that is. Or a singer. No, not that you are or aren't. I don't know, maybe you are. But a singer would go, a B is bop, and just hit it. I can't do that. Can you? Right, an expert can, but I cannot. Anyways, it's always going to be that note. It's always that note. A certain amount of hertz frequency. That's it on the piano. So let's start from right below the F and go up here. And you can even go over here. It goes, well, E. E. Say it with me. F. Say it with me. G. Well, look at this. A. B. C. D on the line. E space. F on the line. G. And guess what? It keeps going and going, but then we get into something new that we'll talk about, I think, next week. All right. So remember face, because I don't remember this stuff. I gotta remember face. So treble clef is face. What's the symbol for a treble clef? Is it a C with a colon, or is it a fancy G? Fancy G is treble clef. Is that higher notes or the lower notes? Typically. Higher. Okay. And how do we kind of figure out where the note pitches are and the letters given to them? Well, we go into spaces, not the lines, but the spaces are F-A-C-E or face. Keep going here. All right. Took too long on that. Remember, once you get to G, what do?
Start over.
Go to A. Alright? And as you go up, so if you're going to go up, and you know this note is a F, let's say, and you're going to go up on that staff, higher on it, that F, what's going to be the next letter? You just know. It's going to be going up also, G. If you get to a G, and you're going, well, what's the next letter going to be? I don't know. It's either going to be an F or an A. Well, if you're going higher on it, it's going to be an A. Lower, it'll be going down. If you can remember that, it'd be swell. The notes of the bass clef can be worked out in a similar fashion. Isn't that nice? I, whoever this I is, likes to use an acronym for remembering the spaces of the bass clef. The acronym is All Cows Eat Grass. There's other acronyms, but that's the one I like. All cows eat grass. Say that with me.
All cows.
It's a weird thing for you to say. But that's ACEG. Now I'm giving you this information because it will help you, this basic fundamentals of music. I typically don't remember the letters for the notes. You do though, but I don't. But I want to, so we're going to learn it. All cows eat grass, so it goes in the spaces of the bass clef. It has the ear, studded ear thing. All is A. Let's go from that space, all. A, the line would be B, then C, then the middle line would be D, E, F, G, H. Alright, so stops at G. Then you say, who cares? Well, if you want to learn to read music, this is just part of the fundamental basics that you need to know. I'm not going to teach you anything way out there. So should you tell me if I go into anything that's not really necessary to know? Alright? When I say that, you say, that's not necessary to know.
There isn't anything not necessary.
Probably not, yeah. Alright. Now, some of this, if it's totally new to you, online students, you're going to have to review it. So, if you've got something that has called music, and it's got 5 lines and 4 spaces in it, what's that thing called? Staff. And if you've got a fancy G, what is that called at the beginning of that? Treble clef. That's for higher or lower instruments? Higher. Then if you've got that staff and you've got a C with a colon, that is called a bass clef for higher or lower instruments? Lower. Treble clef. Don't look at your papers. Don't look at them. Well, you can. But treble clef. So we want to know what the letters names are for positions of these notes. So, okay, we're on the treble clef. So what is our acronym we're going to use? Face. And it goes into spaces. F-A-C-E. So if you just know F even, that is F, you can do it. Because going up is going to go up in the alphabet to the next one, G. So F, G. So the middle line is going to be the middle line in there is going to be, well, F, then G, then an A, then a B. It's a B. That's why I do it. The bass clef is, the acronym is, All Cows Eat Grass. All right. Do we have to know that? Make sure we get what you got to know. Oh, lastly, I didn't say this. The notes in this image, from left to right, you can see what I wrote there. Okay, the treble clef is skewed 2 notes higher than the bass clef. But I might be wrong, but it's a full octave higher than the bass clef. So it's 2 notes off, as you can see that, because the middle one on the treble is a B, and the middle one on the bass clef is it's a D. C, D, E, okay? It's a D. So there's 2 letter notes difference. But it's a full octave also, and 2 notes off. Oh, it's a clock. Let's take a break.